Again, I just started. I don't know much.
Well, look at that sky. And what we're doing now is I'm just kind of seeing how low I can get on this ride here and there. I'm gonna drop the phone, even though it is 6 in the morning on Saturday. See here, I'm trying to release my knees. I'm going slow. Let me speed up a little bit. Coming up on a turn, you see I'm releasing my knees here and there. I'm trying to see what the pedals need from my feet so the wheel doesn't wobble. Hold on, this is a curve. And I think I'm kind of doing it, but that doesn't mean it's a squat. See, when I get down, the wheel starts wobbling a little bit, but I'll get it. Hey, I'm almost there. It's wobble. Feeling that to release the wheel and feel that it's moving freely under you, there's the blade of your foot, the outer blade of your foot has to start holding pressure on the wheel so your knees can be released. And there's a certain amount of trust. That has to be had with the wheel, because the gyroscope is going to be moving in balance freely, and your knees aren't going to be locked in with it. And if you get wobbled, you have to apply pressure somewhere. As you see in the morning, I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but with the naked eye, I can see the contours of the sun behind the thin clouds.
Today's session was fire. And look, I thought that the pads were essential for acceleration. I wasn't even using the pads when I'm a certain instance, like when I'm turning. It's not the pads. It's not the front pads. It's the pedal. It's the pressure on the, and then your body leaning forward into it, feeling that stability, and not relying on the pad. Instead, feeling the rocking motion of your feet on that pedal, on the outer edge of your feet. Why the outer edge of your feet? Because so your feet can be kind of cambered like this, and your knees can start releasing the wheel. And the wheel won't. And I'm seeing that what affects wobble is yourself, is your feedback to the wheel. When it's released, the wheel will just rotate and balance. It's not. I barely know anything. Girl, you know But I'm feeling what the wheel does under me. What this wheel, the Veteran Lynx, does under my feet when I release it. Of course, if I start feeling wobbles, I have to reset. That's this. Okay, reset. Wobbles, reset. Wobbles, reset. But if you're not getting wobbles, you're doing something right. If you're starting, the wobbles don't just like, it doesn't just start like that out of nowhere. It starts oscillating, and if you're sensitive to what the wheel's doing, you'll touch that back paddle, you'll touch that forward paddle, you'll accelerate, or you'll start applying even pressure. The thing is, I'm saying is like what I was doing before, where I was putting one pressure on one foot to sway, one pressure on the other foot. You're doing that, and the wheel is trying to find balance. And maybe that's a contributing factor to the wobbles. Because as I was applying even pressure, your knees and leaning is going to make you turn. Having a bias in your upper body, it's getting low, is going to help you turn a little bit. That helped to where the wobbles aren't really happening because there's even pressure being assigned. And if you have to apply more pressure on one side than the other, it's done in a gradual way that the wheel can continue its motion with that. I don't know if this is going to just not make any sense at all. To facilitate turning, pushing front on one pedal is how you turn. You can, but what I felt today is when the blades of my feet make contact with the wheel, that'll allow my legs to flare out and release the wheel. And I started actually feeling it allowed the wheel to freely move under me. And since I wasn't putting any inner pressure on the wheel, I was getting the feedback of it, of when it's in balance. So that meant that I did a few different things today. I felt a few new things. I felt that I can turn, since my knees were released from the wheel. If I'm turning right, my left knee will put pressure on the wheel to push it right, and my right knee will be released from the wheel. But obviously, if you haven't overcome the wobbles, that's not gonna be in your zone of practice. But that helped me do a few things. That helped me lean into the turn nicely. But also, since I'm putting even pressure, my myth of having to turn while putting only one pressure on one pedal was completely blown out of the water, because I could actually accelerate evenly, putting pressure on both sides of the wheel and having a bias by having my leg flared on one side and having the knee touch the wheel on the other side. So that let me actually, I wasn't trying to speed on a turn. I'm just trying to live in that forward zone of control and forward momentum, as opposed to having a back down, back up, and forward, back and forth. I want to feel the gyroscope moving under me comfortably without wobble at acceleration while taking a little bit of a turn. It was fire, man. It was fire, this session.